am Dr. Karen Dukes, the host of Strength in Education. Yes, a new show coming to you. This will be on YouTube, and we are very excited to bring to you some new educational topics and a theme in education because it's very important. I will be interviewing educators, and you know it, school teachers, parents, and children. We have some hot topics in education. So stay tuned in. We'll be letting you know how to contact us, how to reach out, and also to meet us live. Yes, now why did I say parents? Parents are really dear to me. I have a thing about strengthening parents. I'm on a mission. I have a motto that says, parents are our first teachers. Okay, so think about it. Yes, parents, if you didn't know, you are the first teachers. I love that motto. And this show is going to help recognize parents. We want to thank parents. And we have some surprises. Yes, we have some surprises for parents. So you must stay tuned in. You want to be a part of this community. You want to be a part of this network. Why are we doing this? It's important that we strengthen our community and strengthen the educational system as we move forward. So guess what's next? I have a very special guest. This lady retired from the educational field a few years ago, but she's back into education. She's very dear to me. I've been knowing her for over 20 years. We worked on a lot of parent workshops. We worked on teacher seminars together. We have built a great family, great friendship. So my next guest I would like to introduce to you is Mrs. Marie Gagliardi. Gagliardi, it is so good to see you. Thank you so much for participating. We have talked so many times and planned so many activities, events, and projects. I know you know, we've had our parenting workshops. We've had the teachers' educational seminars. We go way back. We go back, what, over 20 years?
Over 20 years, right? Tony Elementary, that's where we began together, right?
Yes, yes. So listen, I am moving forward. You, like my family, have heard me talk about having this educational talk show. So here we go with great topics, great educational needs and issues that we need to talk about, and we need to service. We need to help teachers. We need to help parents. We need to help the children. I have already talked about how parents are our first teachers.
That's right, and that's what we want to focus on, that parents are so important to us because they are the main source of being educating their children. They take what the teachers are sending home and they're working with their kids. So we really want to support them. And we are doing that in so many different ways. We have lots of workshops all over Atlanta.
Yes, over the years, we've had a blast. We've had a blast. So moving forward, after all the workshops, after all the events we have created, now moving forward, because you know my dream, so now here we are today. But listen, let's talk about what is, well, sort of what we're going through, but with the COVID-19. Let's talk about the effects of this pandemic in the educational system.
Yeah.
What in the world have you been saying? What do you think about all of this?
Well, I've been, I'm a retired teacher, but I also can't stay out of education, so I substitute in the systems. And I've been in one county, and I noticed that it's happening all over Atlanta and in Georgia. That we're focused on online learning. So online learning, and the children are actually learning how to almost teach themselves because they have to watch videos, then they have to produce all the answers online, and they get to have conversations with the teachers, but it's not the same as being in a classroom. It really isn't. But that was when COVID was so strong and everybody was at home.
Yes.
Now we're getting back at a point where teachers have to collaborate with each other, with parents, with other instructors. It became very, very almost narrow, you know, because they had to really, really focus. And now that the pandemic is kind of widening and everybody's going back to school, we're still staying on technology for teaching. And that means more work for the teachers, but in a sense it's better.
Yes,
because you're learning so many other kinds of skills that these children are going to have for the 22nd century, not even the 21st. We're almost halfway there, you know? And it's amazing what they're doing. And I watched my granddaughter. I mean, I'm learning how to use newer technology that I've never seen before.
Well, I've been so amazed, too, at the younger children being so technical and so savvy, but look at the world we're in. So they have to be at this point in their lives. I don't care, 3, 4 years old, they were on those computers or iPads, call them what you want, and they can really show you about the tabs and how to change pages and how to download.
And upload.
How to upload. Yes, I love that. I love that.
Take pictures.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And use the, what do you call it?
The text box. They can write on their
They have to write in the text box, but I'm talking about the stylus.
Oh, yes.
That stylus is really hard to handle, you know, and then you have to change how many inches you want it to write with, the thickness. So just those little skills are important to learn.
Very important. Okay, so that's one of the aspects of this show. We are so excited about education, and so we're trying to talk about the effects of the pandemic with the home life, with the children, in the school system, in education. But guess what else? We're not going to leave out socially. We must talk about how the pandemic affected us socially. It's going to be hard to talk about the mental illness part and how people really struggled with this pandemic. And so, and being at home, studying in their own bedrooms.
Anxiety, especially even for the teenagers. The anxiety of trying to get all of that done. And also because, you know, teenagers have to have conversations with each other, and it's not, they're used to being on the phone talking. And now they're virtually talking. But if we're not getting that touch, that one-on-one human interaction, we're missing out on something. And we've got to try to make it so that we're covering all areas so that our kids aren't going to be frustrated all the time. Because it's not good for them. And then they're not happy. If they're not happy, they're not learning.
That's right. And so that's what really bothered me. That's what I was concerned about as I interviewed some children, interviewed my own grands, just like you have a grand, and just talking to them emotionally, how were they feeling about really not seeing their friends?
But what I saw in high school, and it's trickled down to middle school and even elementary school, is TikTok. And that was a release for them. And you see the kids in the hall when they can take a minute, be on TikTok, and doing all these different dances and Simon Says kind of things, you know, copy me, mirror me, you know, doing those mirror things. That helped actually, but it's gotten out of hand now. Because that's the focus. Oh, I'm doing this. I've got a TikTok show. Oh, I've got so many viewers now, and they're following me. That education is taking a second seat. And that's not good.
And that's not good. And there are so many other things that came out of this. I don't know if I had mentioned that I was working with a family. They were having trouble just scheduling how to teach their children at home. How about this? How to share one computer.
Yeah, that's not good.
So that was an issue that we had. I'm just thinking of other concerns, but let me tell you this. This is something that people have been approaching me with, even outside the grocery stores, even at church. the children's handwriting.
Oh.
The children not being able to write legibly. But think about it. You said it. Your granddaughter using the stylus. Are the kids writing today? What are we going to do about the handwriting, the print, the cursive? What are we going to do about that?
Well, cursive, you don't have to worry. Just learn how to write your name and you're fine. But because everything's print, we read print. We don't read cursive. So that's not a concern of mine anymore. At one point, I thought it was very, very important. But as long as you learn how to write your name in cursive, I think that's the most important.
Sign that check. What about the bank? Okay.
But because we read in print, and you know, that's not cursive. What is concerning, though, is that it's good for their dexterity. You know?
Yes.
And so printing alone is important for writing. So I know at home we still write our vocabulary words, we're writing sentences, but then we have to upload it and send it to the teacher.
That's the upload piece.
Upload it and send it in. So
yes.
That's the new way. And lots of times now when they have to shut down again, if there's an emergency, there's an outbreak, and then they have to stop school, everybody, at least we are synchronized now to get online and have classes online.
Yes.
And then they're not missing out as much. It's not like being in a classroom, but it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And thank you so much for that insight. But listen, I know we have so many things, so many topics, subtitles that we need to address. But I'd like to thank you so much for your time. Because this was wonderful, and we want to just grab some little snippets here and there to pull all this together. But again, I want to really thank you for your time, your love, your support, for helping us with this project, our project. Because we have talked about doing a parent's handbook.
That's right.
So we have a lot to do. We are so serious about strengthening parents so they can strengthen their what? Children, their families. That will make a big difference in the community.
And make sure you talk about you being an author, because that's very important. I'm sorry. She's got a wonderful book out, The Teacher in Me. You need to grab it and read it because it's so much fun. And she has some others that are coming out, and I've been picking on her about it.
Yes,
because
she has.
One of my famous ones about her father walking her to school every day.
Wow.
And I think it's a great story.
Too much.
She's got to finish it.
Yes, this lady knows too much, but I love you. I thank you. And just as a summary, we just wanted to just tell parents to keep being you. Keep being parents. Keep doing the best you can. We commend you. And as I said earlier, we take our what? We take our hats off to parents. Thank you, and just keep working with your children, being the best that they can be. Thank you. So listen, here's my big surprise. We have been talking about parents, but periodically we're going to be giving shout-outs. We're going to be giving gifts to special people. We're going to start off with our fathers. Yes, fathers. I'm looking for super dads that are doing things in the community so we can acknowledge them and do something special. I thank all parents. I take my hat off to all parents. But to start off with our giving program, we're looking for super dads, and we'll be giving you more information as we move along. Thank you, parents. Just keep being you. And don't forget, parents are the first teacher.